Like, I mean, of course, even physical wise, a man is like obviously like stronger normally than a woman, but like with a bear, like I feel like I have no chance.
Okay. Well,
Definitely have no chance against a bear. That's for sure.
what about you?
I feel like a bear because if you are in the forest and you see a man there, I feel like that's creepier because like you don't know.
How is a man in the forest creepier than a bear in the forest?
Like who they are, they could like be a killer.
Okay.
But a bear, I mean, that's like normal.
The bear
Like they
could
are in the
be
forest.
a killer too, I guess. But
Okay, no, that's true,
What's
but-
your answer?
Probably a man. I think I agree with you. What was your name again?
Selena.
Selena. I agree with Selena. Like, I at least have a chance with a man. And are we talking about like a malicious man? Like he's out to get
Just what's
me?
random.
Even a malicious man is safer than a bear in the woods.
It's totally random, so it could be like.
Okay.
you
I mean,
know,
I hike a lot. I
Jake.
run into random men in the forest all the time.
Okay. What about you?
Definitely a man. I've
Sure.
been chased by a bear once. It wasn't pretty.
Oh my god.
Horrific.
Into the mic.
Oh, I feel like it depends, but
On.
probably a man.
Okay.
She took a little too long to answer that one.
What about you?
I'd say a bear.
A bear. So bear, the three of you. Why do you pick bear and why don't you pick man?
Personally, like this isn't even a troll answer. I'm being so serious. Like I just like animals. So I think seeing a bear in nature, I never have before.
So you like animals, so you want to see a bear in nature. But do you not know what bears are capable of?
Personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very common to run into a man if you're on a hike. I mean, I hike a lot. I live in Arizona.
Yeah, I've always wanted
Her answer made no sense.
to see a bear in person in the forest. And I feel like if you saw a man in the forest, like you're alone, I feel like that's, I don't know. I feel like I'd be more scared, if that makes sense.
A
Yeah.
bear is scary as shit.
Are they?
Yeah,
I'm
they
thinking
can be
like black
very
bears.
territorial.
Like a
and
black bear?
They will eat you. Yeah.
Really? I
And
feel
they
like
run
just,
pretty
like,
fast.
How does she not know that bears will devour you? Like, is this why Donald Trump was signing that executive order to shut down the Department of Education? Stuff like this? Is this the reason? Because I see why.
As well.
They
Well,
just like
you'll-
open your car door.
Yeah.
It's instincts though. If you start to run, that
They're
bear is
pretty
gonna
quick.
fuck you up
They're
most
fast.
of
Yes, they're
the time. Yeah,
Oops, my
and they're
bad.
heavy. Like
Uh,
Here's 99% of encounters on hiking trails with men, random men that you find. Hello.
yeah.
That's
It could just be a
99%.
bird watcher.
Well, actually, probably 99.9%. Hello.
No, but if I'm alone, am I alone in this?
Women don't hike alone usually. Come on.
I mean,
They
I've
hike
been
in
on plenty
pairs.
of hikes alone.
and why do you
I
pick
agree with
men?
that. It's
Or
cool.
sorry, why do you pick bear?
Because
Into the mic, closer to the mic.
you never know what like a man's intentions are.
Sure. So,
But how do you know what the bear's intentions are?
is there a component there for your answer and for your guys' answer? Like, okay, well, yeah, the bear could kill me, the man could kill me, but the man could SA me, then kill me. Is that like the concern, kind of?
No, not with my answer.
Not for your answer, is that?
I wasn't thinking that, but I
Okay.
feel like I could bring
Yeah.
bear spray with me.
Okay, and then for you, why, I guess, why? Like, the concern is like, oh, the guy could do what?
Because like if you're out in like the middle of nowhere, like hiking by yourself, or like, by yourself, and then like randomly a guy just appears.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like how is that scary? Man appears, you're afraid. It's like, where did they get this feeling from? Where did they get this urge to fear men? It's crazy.
So you're like scared of like what the guy could do?
Yeah, because I'm pretty tiny.
Sure. I mean, I don't know if you were taller, if that would really change anything, but so like
Well,
you're
don't worry. Everybody's tiny relative to a bear.
I feel like it would
That's a good point.
be more
Bear, you know the
likely to be
intention.
attacked by a bear than it would a random man.
Yeah.
And also, women can be just as dangerous as men, if not more sometimes. I think.
we can get into that, but
But I think, that's my opinion. I feel like bears are more likely
yeah.
to go for you.
So Des, going to you though, so the concern is like the guy could SA you, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, and murder you, torture you, whatever. Okay, you acknowledge though the bear could kill you.
Yeah, but there's like bear protection, and like you can bring a knife.
you're not going to do nothing with that knife against a bear. Okay, you end up cutting yourself.
Could also bring a knife against a man, and I think the knife would be more effective against a man than a bear. Like bears have like pelt, and their skin's thicker. They have the fur.
Well, actually, and also, bullets do bounce off of bear skulls. Not kidding.
I never knew that.
There's that too.
They do on human skulls too, but not as much as bear skulls.
Yo, Josh, thank you for the gifted 20 memberships. Really appreciate it, Josh. Thank you, man, so much. You're a legend. Okay, so wait. I guess I'm a little confused here. So give me percentages, Des. So what percentage of men do you think would like victimize you in some sort of way? I guess specifically like SA.
No.
You don't know? Excuse me.
Like the percentage?
Wait, can you just get a little closer to the mic because you're a little soft-spoken? So you're making a risk assessment. Okay, bear, yes, could kill me. Giant, wild animal, but men more dangerous because XYZ reasons, like murder, torture, SA. They could assault you in that sort of way. So so the question is, essentially, if we were to spawn in like a random man, random bear, what percentage of, say, the United States population of adult men do you think would victimize you in this scenario?
Like maybe like a 50% chance?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Whoa. 50%? That means half of everybody, half of the men walking around are monsters. And then are thinking about saying her. That's crazy.
50% chance. Okay. So 50% of men in the United States are SAers.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a brother?
Yes.
How many brothers do you have?
I have 2.
2. So one of your brothers is a rapist.
Did you see the confusion in her face there? She's like, oh, my brothers? Yeah, because you just said half of all men. That means 1 out of your 2 brothers are monsters.
Brothers is a rapist.
No.
Come on, man. You're not understanding your own logic?
To be logically consistent here, you said 50%. This is just how statistics work. One of your brothers is a rapist or would be a rapist.
Maybe, I don't know.
And then you have a dad?
No. Well, yes.
Well,
but
are your parents separated or?
Yeah, they're divorced.
Okay. And then grandparents, cousins, et cetera, et cetera. Just to be clear, are you prepared to say that like 50% of your male relatives, whether, parent, grandparent, whatever, cousins, they are potential rapists?
Bro, you just threw the whole family under the bus right there. Come on, man. Can't be that reckless.
You're going to say that about your own family?
Yeah, because...
So you'd go to like the family cookout and be like, man, half these men are like SAers. They're rapists. They're predators.
I'm not really like... I don't really talk to like half of my family.
Okay, well, your 2 brothers then. One of them, you're going to have to throw under the bus here. Which one do you think is more likely to be a rapist? Well, according to your own statistics, one of them would be.
Bro, this girl's the slowest girl I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, but you do think like secretly, like one of your brothers like has these malicious thoughts or desires or intentions to SA women. Is that your position?
No, I don't know what they think. So how...
Well, how do you know that 50% of men in the United States would want to do this?
That's what I want to know.
Just...
Can you speak closer to the mic, please?
I don't know.
But how did you...
You're just making up numbers then, I guess, right?
Come to the 50% of men are rapists or potential rapists. How do you come there?
Because I've like ran into a lot of men that have...
So 50% of the men that you've just ran into, you've done an analysis and you're like, okay, 50% of men are potential rapists.
Well, the men that I've met, yeah.
So like all the men.
What do you mean the men you met? Half the men you met try to essay you? What's going on here? Where do you live?
That like you went to high school with, like your friend group, your social circle, your teachers, your family. We already talked about that. And then just like the random men that you see walking down the street, like 50% of them, like in your mind, you're like 50% chance this guy's a rapist. What do you mean? Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, maybe. Like, yes? No?
Maybe. Wouldn't that be an entailment of your position? Have 50% of the men like attempted to grape you?
Yes.
What the hell? I hope these men are in jail, right?
Not 50%, but actually, yeah, 50%.
It's horrible.
She said, no, not 50%. And actually, yes, 50%. What is going on here?
Horrible.
Yeah, that's really horrible.
Hold on. No.
Yo, I don't believe her. I'm sorry. I don't believe her.
I've been
You
essayed before.
okay, sure, that's fine. But 50% of the men that you've encountered have attempted to grape you.
I'd say like a little less than 50.
Oh my God. Now it's a little less. Talking about 37%? 40?
50%.
Okay, what percentage of the men that you've encountered have attempted this crime?
Like 25%.
1 in 4.
So we went from 50% to 25%. Okay. Do you see why I don't believe her?
Men that you've encountered have attempted to essay you. Does this track for any of the women here? Like,
So I think
1 in 4 men that you just walk past, they like try. Really? Does that track for any of the other girls here?
no, I think where she's coming from, maybe, and I could be, maybe I'm just trying to interpret what you were saying of like, if you were in the forest, right, and since you have already been a victim of SA, and right, and that's like a trauma for you, maybe if you were alone by yourself as a woman, right, that's a like, oh, there's a 50-50 shot. Right then and there in your mind with a stranger of like something could happen. This could either be really good or really bad. I think that's what she meant by that. Because I get that as a
Comes from a
woman in
place of
general. It
trauma.
comes from a place.
So you're basically saying it's a coin flip. You got to use probabilities. It's not just about percentage. It's the probabilities in this situation. What's the probabilities of a man seeing you in the forest and automatically thinking thoughts of trying to abuse you? And the probabilities of this person being an abuser also is these probabilities, these chances are just very low, you know? So how could it be a coin flip?
Of trauma.
Yeah.
That I understand that she
That
didn't
makes
necessarily
complete
need
Yeah, sure. So,
50%.
but does that track that 1 in 4 men that you guys have encountered have attempted to like essay, actually attempted to essay?
For
you?
me, no, specifically. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to like kind of help her explain maybe what was that kind of what you were saying. Like
Yeah.
there's a 50-50 shot if you're in the forest, maybe, and you're like, okay, it's me and one guy. It's a 50-50 shot if something bad happens or if nothing happens.
So you think her position is justified because she has like past trauma from like previous bad
in
experiences?
her mind, sure, yeah. If she has previous trauma.
Yeah, but like, what if like this sort of like rhetoric and narratives are like perpetuated to other women and then like by proxy about other men? So basically, you have like huge demographics of women who think men are like terrible predators, abusers, all this sort of thing.
That's what's pretty much going on TikTok right now. It's the fear mongering. Everybody's teaching each other about what men are and what they do and how men are bad. And they're just repeating the same stuff they hear from other women. Most likely, I don't even think that they're experiencing these things from men, but they're just hearing these stories over and over again. It's just creating a fear in their mind, somewhat of an hysteria.
Do you think that this is like overall a good thing for society for women to view men as like basically criminals and predators?
Well, again, I think that's a loaded question.
How's it a loaded question?
Because I don't see how what she was saying for her own personal standpoint, if she was in a forest alone, of her own, like, it's a 50-50 shot if something bad were to happen, necessarily correlates to like society.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can look at...
This is a really neat way to reframe this, but that's not actually what happened. So I was keeping track of the convo. Brian specifically asked, one in 4 men that you've encountered have tried to do this. And she said, yes. 25%, yes. Nothing about a forest or being trapped in a forest or nothing like that.
Well, that's where it stemmed from when she said 50%.
Hold on, just let him finish. Go ahead. Andrew.
Yeah, but then it was clarified, right? It was clarified. Like, so you actually believe that 1 in 4 men would do this, and that's fine if you do. There's a lot of women.
Well, I already said that I didn't personally, because that's not my experience.
I understand. I'm not putting her position on you. That wouldn't be fair to do.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is that was actually her position. So the thing is like, and here's the other thing. Let me ask this. For those of you who picked bear, raise your hand real quick. Okay. So we'll start with you on the right, chair 1. If you were running away from a bear that you spawned into in the forest and you came across a random man, would you yell at him for help? Would you ask him for help?
So my answer wasn't specifically around the argument that you're looking for. So I don't really think that my answer
I feel like she's not answering the question.
per se is relevant
because
here.
you want to see a bear.
Yeah, I like animals, so I wasn't looking at it
in. Go to a zoo. You just go to a zoo.
Well, that's not what the question asked. So
Yeah,
it asked if you were in the forest, what would you rather see, a man or a bear? I'm saying if I'm by myself already, I'd rather see a bear because I like nature.
Which would you rather be trapped in a forest with, a man or a bear? Not which would you rather see?
Was that the question?
Bro, just answer the question.
Yeah, that's the question. You spawn into a forest essentially.
Well, on the
That wasn't the question.
On the actual paper, was that the question?
Fair enough.
Would you
spawn into
rather
a forest with a man or a bear.
No. Let's hear it out. What was the actual wording so I can be very
It says, would you rather cross paths with a man or a bear in the forest?
Cross paths, nothing about running. So
Gotcha. Would you still?
What difference does that make? Like cross paths, running. It's a bear.
Would you prefer? Well, I don't know. I didn't read the question. I don't know.
Exactly.
But still, I actually conceded the point and said maybe I'm wrong on the trap.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine making a concession about something.
Yeah.
I know you're not, but I'm fine with it. So.
Well, I'm just stating facts because that wasn't the question.
Real quick, when you cross paths,
I didn't hear one fact.
with a bear, right, or a man, if the bear decided to, I don't know, viciously go after you, and he came across a man, would you ask him for help? That's my question. Yes or no?
Okay, so the question is if
don't need qualifiers, just a yes or no. That'd be great.
Bro, she can't answer a question at all, man. This is crazy.
No, I need to understand the situation to give you an answer.
Well, go ahead and repeat the question then if you didn't understand it.
Because if I'm already running from a bear, right, and there's a man that's also crossing paths, I'm going to naturally assume, and I'm saying this is a genuine answer.
I literally don't need your story. I just need a yes or no.
But I can't answer the question, so you're not.
All right, then.
Bro, how hard is? That's an easy question. How hard is that? Let's just answer the question. This is like pulling teeth.
And then you're done participating in this conversation.
Yeah, brother, you're done.
So
what about you?
Hang on, chair 2. Yes or no? If you're running from a bear in a forest and you saw a random man, would you ask the random man for help?
Yeah, for sure. Because I could communicate with the man and I can't communicate with the bear.
Bro, you see how easy that answer was? Notice, she chose the man and she answered the question quickly, concisely, right? Lady in white over here, choosing the bear and can't even answer the question. It's like a delusion or some kind of lie going on. This is not a normal state. Something's going on there. It's a derangement.
But you did pick the bear, right?
No, I picked I'd rather be with a man.
Chair 3.
I picked the bear, but I didn't know the question was going towards that direction. But I would ask anyone for help.
You would
if I was
ask anyone for help, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't that kind of give evidence against spawning or crossing paths with the bear to begin with? Because if you were to ask the man for help, right, this random man you cross paths with, couldn't he help you with a bear and then equally do the same amount of horrid shit that you wouldn't want him to do when you cross paths?
No, yeah, that's initially?
True. You just went in a circle, basically.
That's true.
So
maybe I just keep running.
Doesn't that kind of give evidence against your position a little bit?
I didn't really know that question.
Chair 1, not talking to you, Chair 1. So anyway, Chair 3, real quick.
Well, I didn't really understand that question. Like that was on the paper. I thought it was like, would you rather see a man or a bear?
Oh, okay.
Because that wasn't the question.
Who else raised their hand if they picked bear? They'd rather cross paths?
It was her right here.
Yeah. And so would you ask a random man for help if a bear was chasing you?
You are really dumb. For real.
No.
Whoa, it's got a lot of pride right there, or you know what I mean? It's you have this need to be right. You wouldn't ask for help if a bear was chasing you. That's illogical. You know what I'm saying? Either there's a mental illness or you hate men.
So a bear's chasing you down, it's screaming, it's roaring. You see a man, he's walking, has a rifle. You wouldn't call for help. No.
Yo, she's got to be trolling, man. This is the slowest troll I've ever seen in my life.
Because you're afraid that mid-chase, the guy has a 50% chance of, like, oh, here's my chance to commit a sex crime. Like,
bro.
What? Okay. I'm curious on this, though, unless, Sandra, you were continuing your thing, or? Okay. What about, like, when it comes to bathrooms? Does your answer change? Like, would you rather a man or a bear wanders into the bathroom? The woman's bathroom?
That's a very different scenario.
Yes, I just gave you a new scenario. Do you want to answer the question, or do you want?
Bro, she comes on the podcast and she's not answering nothing. I think she feels like she might be looking dumb, so she's choosing her words very carefully at this point. Honestly, it's just making it look worse. And to the three ladies at the table there that chose the bear over the man, this is the example that I'm talking about, guys. These three ladies. This is what I've been preaching in my videos. You know, the hatred for men, the way that they see us as monsters. One on the table there said half of us are straight up monsters. I don't know how we fix that, guys. I don't know. It's really up to them because we know who we are and we just got to do us. On to the next.